the statement that has come from the Office of Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, and on your screen, viewers, you will be just looking at the statements that have been made by the Office of Justin Trudeau in response to what India's stance has been, in fact, over the comments that have now actually led to the decision taken by the Indian government. The statement that has come from the Office of the Canadian Prime Minister, in fact, also states that the investigation on the violent criminal activity is linked to the government of India. And also, and I quote from the experts of the statement, that Canada is a country rooted in the rule of law and the protection of our citizens is paramount. As you can see on your screens, viewers, the comments that have been made by the Office of the Prime Minister of Canada also included that the law enforcement and intelligence services in Canada began pursuing the credible allegations that agents of the government of India were directly involved in the killing of the Canadian citizen Hardeep Singh Nijjar on the Canadian soil. And that is why the Canadian government in fact made it clear that they responded. The Canadian government in fact also said that they have shared with these concerns with the government of India and asked them to work with them to shed light on this important issue. Also stating that at the same time the police and security agencies have used all the tools at their disposal to keep the Canadians safe. Today, the statement also said that given evidence presented by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Canadian government is taking the additional steps to protect the citizens. Alright viewers, now shifting our focus to other important developments that we are tracking very closely. In a sharp escalation of the diplomatic row between the two countries, India has ordered the expulsion of the 6 Canadian diplomats while also announcing its decision to withdraw its High Commissioner Sanjay, Kumar, Verma and other targeted diplomats in the Canada after Ottawa identified them as a person of interest in its investigation into the killing of pro-Khalistani figure Hardeep Singh Nijjar in British Columbia. In an unusually sharp response, the Ministry of External Affairs described the Canadian allegations as preposterous imputations, arguing that the matter is linked with the political challenges that the Trudeau government was facing on the domestic front in Canada. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau branded in New Delhi's actions as unacceptable on the diplomatic expulsion. Let's now listen into what he has said.
Obvious that the government of India made a fundamental error in thinking that they could engage in supporting criminal activity against Canadians here on Canadian soil, whether it be murders or extortion or other violent acts, is absolutely unacceptable for any country, any democracy that upholds the rule of law. That is why we have taken such significant measures, why the RCMP chose to come out today and disrupt the pattern of Indian diplomats collecting through questionable and illegal means information on Canadian citizens. It is obvious.
All right, viewers, there you have heard the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. In fact, now joining me live on my broadcast is my colleague Ajay Jandial. Ajay, as we have just heard Justin Trudeau saying that the step that has been taken by India is totally unacceptable, as they very strongly believe that the concerns on the increasing threat on the Canadian soil have been shared with the Indian government. But in fact, what remains to be unresolved is the government of India still refuses to cooperate, and that is why in fact they had no choice. What exactly is between the lines in these statements? Share with the viewers.
Well, see, one thing has to be understood, that if you talk about the Indian lives in Canada, that is 1.6 million. And if you talk about the Sikh population, those who live there in Canada, that is more than 2% of the Canadian population. That shows that what was the intention of the Justin Trudeau. Because if you see that how he started press conference, and again, as I told you, that he was repeating that I want to ensure that people, Indo-Canadian lives there, and especially the Sikh community lives over there, that they need not to be worried and they need to be feel safe, and that's why we have investigated it, and not today, but in the past as well. He blamed and alleged that Indian diplomats, they could be behind that incident of killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, and that is what he has repeated yesterday as well. During that press conference, he was trying to say that Indian diplomats, 6 diplomats, those who are there in Canada, they are basically directly linkage with the Hardeep Singh Nijjar's killing. So that's why he was trying to blame India. And he says that we have conveyed to the Indian counterpart that that is what has happened. But what about the Indian government, when they have, when this was conveyed by the Canadian Prime Minister that they have, the Indian diplomats are involved, why nothing has been shared? If they have investigated the things, then why no evidence was shared with the Indian counterpart, Indian government, when they were demanded and they requested for the same? That shows that he don't want to basically share anything, and they don't have anything concrete which shows that any involvement, personal involvement or direct involvement of the Indian government or the Indian diplomats in this killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. But he just want to aim the political motive, and that's why he is trying to defame the government of India. He is trying to defame the Indian diplomats, and that's why they have been withdrawn. All the diplomats have been withdrawn from the Canadian soil to give a message to the Canada that this is something which will not be tolerated by the government of India. If somebody is trying to defame the India, if somebody is trying to unnecessarily blame government of India or any diplomats lives over there in Canadian soil, that is something which is unacceptable, and that's why that decision has been taken by the government of India, and they have decided to they have withdrawn their High Commission as well as the other diplomats, those who were there.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.